Welcome to the game.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we are looking at a box set that I've actually been waiting several years for. When it was first announced back in 2019, they were talking about it at Gen Con that, hey, Alpha Strike, the box set was coming out. Alpha Strike has always been a rule book and another set of rules to play Battletech. Alpha Strike is actually my favorite way to play Battletech because you play with a large army. You can either play by hex or you can play just with measuring like you would any other skirmish or large-scale miniatures battle game. Like I said, Alpha Strike has always been my favorite way to play. I have been anxious for them to put a box set out, and they finally did for Gen Con 2022. And I got my hands on one. And so we're going to take a look at what's inside. We're going to open this up. It is supposedly coming to retail, I believe, in November of this year, maybe October. At Gen Con, I think this was $80, so it's a little bit pricier than your other box sets. So like the Game of Armored Combat, which is like $60, I think. Generally you can find it on sale or online anywhere for like $45 or $50. And they also had the new two-player beginner box, which was a new Mercenaries version. They added a different model. If you had the original beginner's box and then you bought the Game of Armored Combat, you got a duplicate model in there. Well, they've changed that with a new version, and the new beginner's box is $25. So it's gone up $5. That's not that big a deal. I did not pick up the original. I was concentrating on Alpha Strike. They sold out of the 200 copies they had for Gen Con, I want to say before 10:30 the first morning. They sold them out fast, so I was very glad to get my hands on one. And we're going to open it up. I'm going to show you what's in it. And I think you'll be very, very happy with this box set because I know that I'm super excited about it. So let's take a look at what's inside the box. So the Alpha Strike box set, it's about the same size. I want to say it's pretty much the exact same size as the other boxes in the series. So if you got the Clan Invasion box or the Game of Armored Combat, the beginner's box, they're all virtually the same size. Great artwork on the cover, and on the back shows you everything you're getting. And this one was not part of the Kickstarter. They do have another Kickstarter for Mercenaries, which is coming out, I want to say they said November time frame. I know that Leviathans is finishing up, I think this week, at least the week that this is being recorded. And so Mercenaries for Battletech is coming out, I want to say November time frame. That one's going to start, and they're bringing in there's vehicles, things like that, which I'm really excited about that too. They're bringing those in as plastic models. So what you get inside this box, 13 models, and it looks like you probably have a Clan Star versus 2 units of Inner Sphere. I don't know the mechs well enough to be able to tell you this is this and this, other than, you know, that's like one of my favorites. But they're super cool, and there's in the box. You're going to love this box. You're really going to like this box. So you get the 13 models. You get a 40-page rulebook, which is not bad, actually. That's pretty good. 24-page novella, primer for the universe. 16-page universe primer, and then a 24-page fiction novella. 13 Alpha Strike cards, 13 Mech Warrior cards, 25 Battlefield support cards. Reference sheet, 2 punch boards of trees and game counters, which I thought was really neat that they give you the terrain in the box too, because you also get 9 small cardstock buildings and 6 large cardstock buildings, plus your 2 dice, which you'll want to have at least 2 for each player, probably multiples of. So, handy tool. Let's get this opened up. We play Alpha Strike at Gen Con, the family. it's kind of a tradition every Thursday night, first night of Gen Con, we play Alpha Strike. And this year's Alpha Strike did not disappoint. We had the whole family. There was 8 of us, so there was the family and a couple of friends, and we had a blast. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. All right, we are in the box. So Chaos Theory is our novella. These are actually pretty cool. The Battletech books are really a fun read. Really gives you some insight into the universe of Battletech if you've not read any of those. Right here on top are our cards for the Alpha Strike game. Now, you can use the cards, or you can go to, and I'm sure it's in the rulebook and it's escaping me for the life of me. I'll put the link down in the description. But you can go to the website, the Master Unit List, I believe is the website, and you can build your list online, which is really a neat thing. And it'll print it out, and it'll actually print out the cards for you. They don't look like this; they're black and white, but you know, it's really neat. And you can have like your whole force on one sheet, making it very easy for record keeping, and as well as the cards let you move them around the battlefield and keep them close. So again, I like these. These are glossed, so I believe you can dry erase these. Test that first. I have not actually tried it, but I believe you can. And on each of these, you have everything you need for that particular model, and on the back, you generally have a different version of the model and their point source. So the Wasp WSP 3W, and what it can do, it's a scout model, only does short range damage, 1 armor, 2 structure, and he's toast. The Wasp 5A, 2 armor, 1 structure, same, but he can do short and medium damage. And they have, different abilities, different things like that, which make up their point value. So between 10 and 17 points, whichever one you want to fill, depending on how many points you're playing. So let's take a look, see what we got here. Cards are sticking together. So you got Wasp, you have your Locust, your Blackjack, your Phoenix Hawk. There's a Wraith, an Archer. I like the Archer. He's got 3 damage in all ranges, short, medium, and large, and long. Warhammer, the Atlas. This is a beast of a mech. Short range and medium, it does 5 damage. 2 at long, but look at that armor and skeleton row. And structure row. I mean, it's going to take a lot to take this guy down. And the S4 version on the back does 4 damage in all 3. So very, very cool. Fire Moth, Pouncer Prime, Nova Prime for a Blackhawk. There's the Warhawk, and my favorite mech, the Mad Cats, the Timberwolf Prime. I love Mad Cats. I really do. To me, that was always the pinnacle of what a mech looked like. Don't know why. I love Mad Cats. I just thought they were fantastic. So there's the cards that come in it.
All right. So these are the Mech Warrior cards. There's 13 cards. They basically detail elite warriors from the inner sphere and the clans, along with some of their special pilot abilities that you can use in the game. Front and back, there's 20. I guess there's 13 cards, so there's 26 of them. And so basically, if you combine the 2 of them together, you can use the pilot's skills for your mechs. I generally just use the 4-up skill. We do a lot of teaching games with the kids to help people get into the game, so we don't really use the pilot cards much, but they're a great addition and just add to the fluff, give you some of the history. Now, I thought these cards are really kind of a neat addition also, the battlefield support cards. They bring in artillery and aerospace support. into Alpha Strike game without requiring the miniatures. So it's basically just kind of like imagine a bombardment or a ship flying through and dropping bombs and whatnot on the battlefield. It's really kind of a neat idea until you can add in the vehicles and things like that, which are hopefully coming in the Mercenaries Kickstarter later this fall.
Your dice. Okay, the real reason we're here, the models, and we're going to start with, as I said, my favorite, the Mad Cat. I love Mad Cats. They just I don't know, fascinate me. I just really like the Mad Cat models. Standard, if you've got any of the other Battletech stuff, you're going to recognize the quality. I mean, these are fantastic. No mold lines. These guys are going to be fun to paint up. Let's look at the Atlas. He is gorgeous. Put up there so you can see him better. And he's big. If you play MechWarrior, the PC game, which I love that game, Atlas is really the pinnacle mech you're trying to get. I have two Atlas and an Atlas 2 on my campaign that I've played a ton of. Love that game. Okay, these models are great. You get, I mean, as we talked about already, I mean, they're fantastic. You get 13. And you can definitely see the size differences as you come down the tray. Beautiful models. Here is your primer. If it's a standard like what you see at the beginning of most every one of the rule books, it just kind of gives you it's just a primer into the Battletech universe. Give you a little bit of fluff on there. Your Alpha Strike Quick Start rules. Only 40 pages. That's not bad at all. The full book, I want to say, is 200 pages plus, which you can get on like Wargame Vault, or you can go buy the hardback. Hardback is beautiful. It's lovely. But they do make updates to it, so the PDF that you get like through Wargame Vault, when it gets updated, you automatically get the next version, so that's really cool. The Inner Sphere versus the clans. There's your Inner Sphere, and there's your clan mechs. Timberwolf being in the clan side. Full color rulebook, beautiful. That's a very cool paint scheme. Like I said, Alpha Strike is just, I play the basic game so much that I haven't really delved into a lot of the heavy rules. Like, there's alternate rules for shooting where basically if it can do like 4 damage, you roll 4 dice. And each one has to hit in order to do all of them, rather than just doing the standard, oh, I hit, so I do 4 damage. Which is really cool, but like I said, we tend to teach or we play with kids a lot to try to get them into games. And so we keep it simple. And they love it. Oh my gosh, my daughter, boy, she's so excited when she beats Dad at Battletech. Don't hear the end of it for days, as she gloats and rubs it in that she beat Dad at Battletech. She's gonna love Alpha Strike. Play the first scenario, how buildings work. Good stuff. And there's the Alpha Strike Commander's Edition book that I would recommend. Get this set if you like the game. Get the book. It expands upon it. This I thought was really, really neat, that they actually give you the terrain. They give you the buildings to go along with the game. So you're ready to play right out of the box. I just think that's very smart. It was a great idea. Colorful buildings. They're all, even though it's in the same shape, you get different styles, different colors. You don't need a play mat for Alpha Strike. Like I said, you use a measuring stick, your tape measure, whatever, and it's played that way. So there's no hex grid necessary to play Alpha Strike on. Very, very cool. We have our... That's thick. That's rather than just being, cardstock paper. This is a thick card. Quick start rules. I was expecting just your standard flimsy paper. That's nice. And then your punch card or your punch out, those are thick, solid 2 mil. Trees, more trees and objectives and tokens as necessary. 4 different types of movement: ground movement, if they jump, if they run, how they move, objectives. This is very, very cool. Very cool. So there you have it. I'm gonna put one of these together real quick just to see how this building would go together. Cardstock, it's grooved for you. So without reading any special rules, it should just slide together pretty easily. Easier than building a shirt box when you're trying to wrap Christmas presents. Tuck those in there. Pull those down gently. Pull them up. And you'll want to fold these and crease these a little better than I did so that they all fit together, but a little snug, which is good. It means it's not going to come apart easily. But overall, not bad. Not bad at all. And then when you're done playing, if you need to flatten it out, carefully take those apart. Carefully pull those apart. And you can flatten it back down. All right. Okay, so that is the new Alpha Strike box set. Again, I want to say it's going to retail for about $80, and that's what it was at Gen Con, so I would assume it's going to be the same price. And then every other mech that's out there that I believe is playable in Alpha Strike. I play more Alpha Strike than I do the regular Battletech. Love them both. Alpha Strike is my favorite way to play. What's your favorite way to play Battletech? Do you prefer the classic or Alpha Strike or some homegrown variation? How do you play? Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this has given you a little insight into Battletech, the new Alpha Strike box set. I believe it's coming to stores November timeframe. And if you were lucky enough to get one at Gen Con, you were a lucky person, and hang on to that prize possession. It's a fantastic box. It really is. There's a lot of really good stuff in here for the $80 price tag. So enjoy. Let me know how you play. I'm really interested to hear what people do, how they enjoy Alpha Strike. Like I said, we love it. We play it. This is the only time I can get the whole family to play. Generally is at Gen Con, and then it's just me and friends the rest of the year pretty much. So anyway, I'll shut up. Thanks for watching. As always, please like, subscribe, put a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and have a wonderful evening. Thanks now. Bye.